Hey everyone, it's Brandy, and you're watching Abstract Crafter. So, today's video is an unboxing from a new store called Dispaint Store on AliExpress. There's been quite a few videos out recently on this store, so I thought, well, might as well throw my 2 cents in there and see what I have to, or what I think on this. So, if you also want to know what I think and you want to see what it is that I got, I promise you it has nothing to do with birds, but it might have something to do with rainbows. So, keep on watching. Alright guys, here we go. The first official unboxing for the new year. I think that maybe my Amazon haul might be in 2019, but this I know for sure will be 2019. So, as I said in the intro, and as the title suggests, this is from the Dispaint Store. I have seen quite a few videos of like a pastel rainbow parakeets, like a couple of lovebirds. That's not what this is. It is cute, but because I've seen that in quite a few videos, I don't know, for some reason I couldn't get it. It's just, I'm not like that, I guess. I have to be different. I don't like to be with everyone in that way. I like to try to stand out as best as I can. So this is wrapped super nicely, like nicely taped. It's got good plastic on it, very well protected against the elements. This will also mark the very first painting with my new unboxing checklist and scoring guideline. If you want to know more about how this works, where all the points go, how I break them down, how I plan on running my videos, it's not that much different than it has been. It's just a little bit more detail. There will be a link down in the description box for an unlisted video that explains how I score and what information I include and why. So here is the box. It's a little crushed on the end there. A little damage in shipping. I can hear something rattling right there. So it's crushed on this end too, but oh, and I ripped it. I guess I won't be saving this box. So let's take a look. I'll pull my table out. So here's how everything is packed inside. You can see the beads down in there. The toolkit's hanging out right there. So let's see what it's all about. I haven't watched any of the videos. I started watching one on My Diamond Addiction because I wanted to try to stay as unbiased as possible. So here comes that. So I don't know what to expect as far as this store goes. Interesting. I've never seen squares in this type of packaging. But they do have an inventory, and there's a sneak peek of what I got. So this is the Lisa Frank unicorns, and I can verify 100% that this is Lisa Frank because I hacked the sticker. I couldn't find it. I was dying to show you guys. I bought this sticker collection from the dollar store, and this exact sticker was in that collection. I was so excited. So it is an official Lisa Frank. Well, I might as well go ahead and insert a picture from the Dispaint website real quick before we get into anything else. And I'll put that right here. So yeah, I mean, so many stores offer this painting, and I kind of hemmed and hawed, and I went back and forth, and it looks like Home Fun makes their paintings. Interesting. Anyway, so here's the kit. It's just a white tray with some really nice baggies. Actually, these are nice and thick, and they got the white stripes on there for writing, but it looks like they only gave me like 2. Yeah, 2 baggies. What is that gonna do? So I can put six in there, it looks like. because you get 3 lines of... That's ridiculous. Come on, guys. And then a plate of wax and cheap tweezers. Typically, the white trays, unless they come from specific stores, they don't sit flat. And then it comes with a 3-placer as well on their pen. So let's get rid of that off screen. Well, not get rid of it, but put it off screen. Let's also move the diamonds and take a look at the canvas. So this is a 50 by 50. I gotta stop ordering that size. I have too many 50 by 50s. I think this makes number 9. What do I need that many in this size for? Those frames are so expensive because they're not easy to come by either. Holy jump cut, Batman. I just bumped my camera. You didn't see it, but I bumped it when I was trying to get, cause it's got little rubber bands on it. And I bumped my camera, things went all wacky, so I had to pause and fix it. So sorry about that jump cut there, but I'm trying not to pull too hard. It does have a foam core, if you didn't notice that from when I showed you the inside of the box. And it is split in 2. I used to think that was something I didn't like when they had multiple papers, but I do realize how much easier it makes certain things. So I'm okay with it. I don't like when they have a bunch of teeny tiny ones because I can never get them lined back up right. But so let's see if I can, if this has the numbers on the canvas, that'd be really nice. Let's see. Yeah, I can't even get it off. Okay, so they don't have numbers on the canvas, but this is a nice thick foam core. There's my thumb in comparison. The ones that I had gotten more recently, my thumb was bigger, so it was like, why? What's the point? So very, very nice. I'm very happy so far. So why don't we check the back before I pull the paper off, because you can get a lot of information from the back of your canvas, and it looks really good. I don't see any deviations in the canvas at all. And here's this end. It looks very good. So let's see. So now this is the second Lisa Frank one I have. I have the cats in the shoe. So I'm on a mission to find even more ones that are Lisa Frank, so I can get a little, I think they'd be so cute in like my office or something when I get one, when I get an office. So we'll kind of take a peek at these symbols while we're doing this. Let's see, it's a little bit of resistance, not too terrible. Ooh, she's so pretty. There's not much of a border up here, and though it's not a big deal to some people, but the glue goes almost all the way up and to the edge. That's kind of slightly annoying. So there's that. I'm going to try to get the whole thing in the camera. I doubt I'll have much success, but let's see. Yeah, the border on this is really small. And it is really, the glue is super, alright. Got an issue. Look at that. Can you see that? The glue is sitting on top of the paper. You can see where it's shiny. Right there. It's sitting on top of this paper. So what happened was the bottom paper was laid first, and then the top paper went right over it. Alright, I'm gonna have to, I can lift this tape right off the canvas. Doctor. That's not what you want to see. No, you're seeing it here first, folks. That's ridiculous. That really irritates me. You have one job. One job. To lay tape down and not overlap it and not make it so I can peel it right off of the canvas. Ooh, I'm not happy. Maybe I should have watched those videos first. So what I think I'm going to have to do here I don't know what kind of disturbance that's going to make when I get it out. Like, is that going to be super thick? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you really fast. I'm going to go get a cutter, a razor cutter, and we're going to cut that off because that's not good. And when I review it online, when I go to do the little thing that says I received my order, I will be sure to mention that. Though I can fix this myself, I shouldn't have to. I just want to see how far this damage goes. And of course, there we go. I just ripped my paper. How many of you guys have had this happen to you before? So it looks like it goes to almost all the way across. It stops about right there. So 2/3 of the painting. Yeah, not good. So I want to try to get that as flat as possible up to that point. And then like I said, I will get a razor or an X-Acto and I will do my best to fix that. Might as well flatten this all the way out. It's really such a shame because I'm looking at the colors. They look really beautiful. And this isn't even, oh, I thought it was coming up. At this point, I guess it wouldn't surprise me. The painting looks amazing. I've seen this painting before and the colors were weird. Like it didn't come with as many as I felt like it should have. And then I've seen it before, very beautiful. So, alright, I'll be right back, folks. The doctor is in with a X-Acto. Oh, guys. I don't like having this kind of... This is why I don't mind paying money. Because it's like... Yes, it can happen when you pay more money. But the chances are less likely that you'll get a bad canvas. Because they know that you're paying good money and they want to give you a quality product. Now that's not to say that this won't turn out fabulous, but right now I'm just I'm not happy. So I'm going to try to cut right along the other paper, putting down moderate pressure. My head's probably going to get in the way because this is something I feel like I need to be pretty exact on. Maybe that's why they call it an X-Acto knife. I want to see, is that even cutting? It is. Okay. Now if there happens to be a tiny line where it's missing, I would prefer that to having a double layer, because that would be more detrimental to the canvas. At least a little line of missing, there's still because it's right in the middle of the symbol. It's going right down the middle of this line of symbols. So there's still plenty of tape on either side of it to hold the diamond down pretty well, especially once you get it framed. So we got that. Now, I've had a little tiny bit of overlapping, and just even that, where it was just the very edge of the tape that overlapped. That was on my EV one, all my EVs, and there, it was noticeable to us that there was a lump there when we were working, which is why I decided that I needed to cut this instead of just flattening it down onto the other side and essentially doubling up the tape in that area. And it's almost there. We're almost there. Okay, let's peel that up. Sorry my head was in the way for that, but I hope you can understand why. There we go. Big, long strand of double-sided sticky tape. So let me just inspect that really fast and make sure that I got it all. And then what I'm gonna do, oh, there's just a teeny little strip here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay that cover paper back down and flatten the edge because it is picked up, it is up a little bit off the canvas, as you can imagine. Ugh. Okay, sorry. I'm almost done being in your way. We've almost got all the ickiness. And I think that should do it. Let me just grab this off. It's just such a thin little line of it now. But overall, it's gonna make the end product look a lot better to get that off of there. So, thank you for bearing with me. And I will show you, once we get this laid back down, that this stuff is really thick. So, you can put quite a bit of pressure down on it and not worry about doing any damage to your canvas underneath. Besides, if there was a little bit of damage, that's going to get covered up by the diamonds. So then we can get back on track here and we can talk about more of the details. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten this down again, but I'm going to take special care on that seam to make sure that it's laying as flat as possible. And I'll just do it like this first, and then I'll take this second sheet off and make sure that it's getting as flat as it possibly can. So it is very easy to fix these problems, but that's not our job. So for those of you that are going to give me a hard time for being upset about this, go ahead, because that's not acceptable to me. I pay for a product that is in working condition, meaning I could, if I wanted to right now, I could open up a bag of diamonds, dump them into a tray, and go to work. Not have to repair a canvas or anything like that. You should not have to do work to a kit to work on it. Alright, so I'm going to peel this up again. So you got a little bonus video on how to repair a canvas, and I'm just ripping that paper more and more every time I lift it up over there. So I'll have to keep in mind to be very careful with that. So now I just want to, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to lift this paper and kind of pull it back in the same way. And then I'm going to put this back down and put some pressure on it so that we can get that completely flat there. And that was just a little bit of a sliver of the cover paper that I had cut. I did that probably 2 or 3 times in this process. which is quite alright. It'll be okay. I mean, otherwise, that's really sticky. It's really fresh, I guess. I was going to say it was really good, but that's not quite the word I was trying to go for there. Let's see. I haven't peeled this up yet, so it's giving me a lot of resistance. I mean, it is really too bad because it looks really nice. Like, the symbols are very clear. So if that's the only problem I encounter, I'll be a happy camper. I can see a little... nope, it just appeared like that was a pinch in the canvas, but... So the first time you lift your cover paper, it's always going to give you a little bit of resistance, but you'll notice the more and more you lift it, the easier it'll pull away. And I don't want to take this completely off, but I want to get it out of the way enough. I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. So I just want to get it away enough so that I can completely flatten this. And you could, if you don't have a bone folder, you could take anything. You could take a credit card, an ID card, just anything that's got a nice sharp edge to flatten with. And then before I lay this back down, I'll check that to make sure that nothing is missing. And then I'll do a little bit more work. So now I'm just trying to more or less pay specific attention to that edge to make sure it's nice and adhered, especially over here where I was able to pull that right off the canvas. And I am pushing pretty hard because I really want that to adhere. This is a picture that I've had actually in my wish list for quite some time. Not necessarily from this store. I don't remember what the original store was that I had this from, but part of me wonders if they order from Home Fund, if they're just a third-party seller, or what the case might be. So I'll lift this back up and I will show you guys. You were able to see that firsthand, and now it looks perfect. Yep, nice and sticky. Nothing's missing. So that's good. Like I said, I wouldn't have cared. So now I do see a little bit of paper stuck on my canvas here, so I'm going to try to peel that off with my... And that was from when I cut the cover paper, so... It's still sticky, so I'm not going to worry too much more. So there we go. Here is that line. It should be okay. I'm trying to show you, but the light wants to bounce right on it. Let's see there. So, put my arm in there. It is right here where my X-Acto is. It's right there is the line I cut. So, it's still very sticky and it covers everything. Okay, so there's the image. There's the bottom part. Alright, so let's get back into the meat and potatoes of the video. Gonna go over some information here. So, I got this from the Dispaint Store. Use your own discretion if you want to order. I did notice when I went to go get my X-Acto knife, I went and decided to watch Valerie's video on this from My Diamond Addiction. I will link her video down below, and she'll be linked up in the eye if you want to go see her video on this store. I do believe Doni has also done a video on this store, so I will also link that one down below and in the eye. I'm going to watch hers next, but Valerie had issues with her canvas as well. There was some puckering on there, whereas the canvas was pinched and they laid the glue or the tape right over it, and so that's not workable. you can't do anything with that. I don't know if she knows how to fix that or not. Hopefully she will. Like I said, I didn't watch the end of the video. I saw that and it just kind of was like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And I was just thinking, and maybe this is my karma. I was just thinking, my gosh, you know, I've never really had major canvas issues like I have seen from a lot of other people. Yeah, I am eating my words now. That was I wouldn't call that major though. That was a minor canvas issue. I haven't had any others where I've had any even remotely close issues like that. So I paid $17.80 for this. It's a 50 by 50. I checked on the price just before I came to film, and it is still $17.80. So it does appear that they don't fluctuate a ton on their pricing. They also have a coupon for $3 off a $35 purchase. They offer this in rounds and in squares. I got mine in a square, and the price does not change between square and round, so that's nice. Not very many stores do fluctuate between square and round. That's why I was so surprised with my last unboxing, not the Amazon one, because I'm pretty sure that came between this one and the prior one. On, what was it, my purple mandala? That one. No, it was the little yarn-haired girl. There it is. There was a difference in price on that between rounds and squares, like $3 to $4 difference. Okay, so now she's nice and flat. As I was doing that, I was actively trying to look at the symbols. They look very clean, very clear. So let's take a look at the chart. So this is very simplistic, very easy to read. Nothing too complicated. Nothing that looks too similar. I don't know exactly how many numbers are in this one. I'll be able to tell you that in just a minute here when we look at the diamonds. So it's going to crinkle for a minute here. It's not going to go back in that bag, so we can move that. So 48 colors in this guy. Holy crap, that's a whole lot. That would be the second most colors I've ever gotten in a painting. The most being in my custom, the one of my wedding picture, which is a 60 by 80. That has 50. So a lot of color in this. Holy crap. So, yeah, that's a lot. I'm gonna pause and do inventory off camera, and then I'll come back and let you know if everything's here. I'm a little on the skeptical side. That doesn't look like enough, but we'll see. That just doesn't look like 48 colors. Before we do that, let's go over shipping really fast. So I ordered this December 4th. It shipped out December 6th, which is 2 days later. It was delivered to me on December 31st for a total of 28 days or 4 weeks exactly, which is not too bad. That's about the average range for me. So I'm that nice and quick. Sorry, I just brain fart while I'm looking at this. Alright, so I'm going to do inventory. I'm going to go make a copy of this so I have something to scribble on. And when we come back, you'll see a new scene. We'll be able to take a look at the diamonds. I'll let you know if they're all here. And we will decide if we like the color scheme. And we'll score it and I'll let you go. So, uno momento. Alright, my friends, that was a lot. I could barely get this all on screen. But yes, all 48 colors are accounted for, and I was kind of taking a peek at them. They seem to be decent quality. I didn't notice a ton of garbage or anything like that. Of course, that's not something I can know until I actually work on this. Unfortunately, this is pretty far down the list, so I don't know when I'll get to it, but aside from the initial problems we were having, so far so good. It's not bad for $18. So, some standouts, because there's a lot of colors that I know I don't have. Like this beautiful pinky, it's almost like pink mixed with lavender. Of course, it's showing up more baby pink on camera. Of course it would. But that's really pretty. This baby pink here is super pretty. Most of the other colors I'm pretty familiar with. There's a couple neon colors in here, or neon looking colors. So this impresses me. I'm very happy with it. They were packed in there. If I wouldn't have just ripped them and dumped them out, they were pretty much all bunched together by number. So we're going to put these away so we can measure it, and then we'll score it. I'm not going to take you down and pull back. It's not all that easy to do, especially when, it's easy to do, I should say, when there's a clear cover on them. When they have the opaque cover, that's not so easy to do. So, I won't be doing that, but hopefully you had a good idea just from what we saw. Yeah, so aside from the canvas repair, which most people probably wouldn't even have done what I did, they probably would have just let it overlap, but it was there. It was easy enough to take off, so I thought, why not make my canvas the best it could possibly be by taking it off? So that's why I did that. I know there's going to be people there's just people who don't like when other people get upset, especially if this is their favorite store or they're high-strung. They're probably not going to like that I got so upset, but I think I have every right to have been upset. I would really like to know what other people would have done in that situation. I know for a fact that there's certain people who wouldn't have even dealt with that on their own. They would have just said to hell with it, contacted the seller, and demanded a new one. So there's that. When I give them a rating on AliExpress, I certainly will mention this issue. It's obvious that I'm not the only one who has had canvas problems. I'm going to watch Doni's video after this. I'm going to see who else has videos up on this store and see, if anybody's got any post reviews or anything up on this. I don't think so. But, stuff I should have done beforehand. But I wanted to try to be as unbiased as possible and go in with my own opinion on it, I guess, without having other people's opinions in the back of my mind. Though I did watch Valerie's video when I went on pause in the middle. Oh, broke my zipper. That sucks. I bet I could fix that too. Good. Everything wants to be broken in this video. Huh. I mean, starting out right in the beginning, hitting my camera like that, getting it all out of whack, breaking my zipper on my baggie. I mean, I was kind of rough on that just now, but, oh, yeah, I'm just going to have to get a new baggie. These ones are so cute, too. They were, like, limited edition Ziploc baggies. So I'll just have to get a new one. So, let's measure this bad boy and see what we got here. Get my measuring tape out of my little kit. It's my little box that I bring with me for when I do unboxings. So I'll try to stay on the line because I get really crooked when I'm measuring. Hold on, I'm going to stick my head in, guys. Okay. I got a blind spot right there from the light. So we're measuring just over 50. About one tick past 50, so 50 and 1/16. Which, we'll just say 50. Going this way, my measuring tape just fell to the floor and completely unraveled. That really sucks when you have dog hair all over. And 50 exactly right there. So, very nice. They do measure their canvases by the picture, so Everything is on the up and up. Looks good. Why don't we go over scoring and then I'll let you guys go. This has been a really long video. I appreciate you guys sticking in there. If you would like a rundown on how what I've changed for my checklist, which really I've only added one thing, which is showing the inside of the box and how it was packed. It's the only thing that's really changed from my guideline on how I do unboxings. But I completely changed my point system. So if you'd like a detailed look at what I changed and why I changed it, there will be an unlisted video in the description box. It should be right under the description of the video. And it will be in there under every video that has a guideline, that has an unboxing or a post review. It'll always be down there in case you're curious later on. So why don't we see here? I'm going to try something new and maybe we'll see if it actually works out. If it does, you'll see stuff on the screen. If it doesn't, then you'll just hear my voice. So out of 10 possible, this is a 1 to 10 scale. I tried to give it 10 different points, but I couldn't. So there's actually 2 points in one category, and then there's 8 points in 8 different categories. So if you have any ideas on how I could further break up this last one, if there's another criteria you guys would like me to use when scoring, let me know. I'm open to suggestion, within reason. You know, this is not infallible. This is not the end-all be-all. It's just my little system, my opinion. You are more than welcome to your own. I approve. So, alright. Let's take a look. So, canvas condition. That would fall underneath the condition of the glue tape. So, I'm only giving it a half a point because I had to do that little repair. Though it might have been minor, that could have had a major effect on how the outcome of this canvas would have been. So, half a point for canvas condition. The canvas image, based solely on first impression, it looked pretty good. I could see the image. It looked like, obviously there's a lot of color, and it was very clear in there. So, based on first impressions of my canvas only, it will get the full points for that. 1 point for the clarity of the symbols. They looked very clear. I didn't see any blurry areas. The 1 point for a completed bead inventory. Everything has been included. This is the only one that I'm not really sure about as far as keeping it in this, because it's so similar to complete bead inventory. Because if that's incomplete and it loses its point, do I also take the point away here? I don't know. Something I'm working out. So everything was included. The canvas, the beads, and the tools were all included. So there's 1 point for that. The outside packaging, you saw it. I showed it to you. It was packed very well. I feel confident that it was protected against the elements, especially considering that we've had one heck of a snow dump, and it's very wet around here in the area I live, and a little bit down too. So it was completely dry. Nothing was wet at all. So obviously the outside packaging protected it very well against the elements, so it can get the full points for that. It was packed very nicely inside. I'm not really sure if I like the rubber bands, but it didn't do anything to the canvas. It didn't affect it at all, so I guess it's not too bad. And they're very stretchy. They're like the no ouch ones, and obviously that stretched quite a bit, because if you know anything about these band-aids, if you have little kids or if you used them yourself, they start out about that big, which I understand it's hard to tell because it's clear, but they start out about that big, and that's how much it's stretched. At least I'm guessing. And it had 3 of them on there, so they really wanted it to stay on that foam core. The foam core wasn't teeny tiny, it was a decent size. So I think that the inside was packed very nicely. Nothing was sticking out. There wasn't a drill pen sticking out. There wasn't a tray jammed in there making a crease. So 1 point for that. You'll have to go, if you have questions about the fast processing and shipping, you'll have to go watch that video. But very quickly, I can tell you that that is more for the first part of like the process, the ordering process. from the time I ordered it to the time it leaves their warehouse. That has nothing to do with shipping after that. They can't control how fast it gets to me once it leaves their warehouse. This is more to do with how fast they processed my order and sent it out for shipping. So I just want to clarify that. And I felt like it was very fast. It was 2 days. It took them a day to process and a day to get it out of their warehouse. So, and even if they were responsible for how long it took to get to me, it still got to me in 28 days, which is pretty good. So, 1 point for that. For the overall first impression, am I happy with my order? I am taking a point away because I am very irritated about the way that canvas came to me. I don't like the fact that the glue is hanging off so far over. Like, it's dang near off the edge on this side. It's almost all the way up to the edge on the top. And the bottom, I guess I didn't even look at the bottom. It's barely at the edge of the letters. So, if they would have just slowed down and taken their time, maybe they wouldn't have had canvas overlapping. So, all in all, we took a half a point off from here and a point off from here. So, 8.5 out of 10. Which is still, that's right at the cutoff as far as if I, based on first impressions and unboxing alone, if I would recommend it or not. You know, and I'm going to say at this point, until I can get into post to see how everything turns out, I'm going to say be cautious. Watch reviews. Don't just go off of my review and what I'm saying here. Go watch other reviews on YouTube. Ask if you're on Facebook. I'm really not a fan of Facebook, so I'm not on there a lot. But if you're in some Facebook groups, ask people there what their experience is. I encourage you to share your experience down below, whether it was good or bad, in the comments, so that you could help somebody else if they're right on the edge of whether or not they want to order. So please share if you had a really awesome experience, and share if you had a really crappy experience. I want to know it all. I really care. And then, most importantly, go on AliExpress and read the reviews on their very page and see what people are saying there. So, 8.5 out of 10, not bad, but not good either. It's not really where you want to start out with a painting. Unboxings typically should have a 10 out of 10. You know, it's not easy to get anything really below a 9 out of 10 for an unboxing, based on my system anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. Be cautious. I'm not saying don't buy. I'm just saying be cautious and check out more reviews before you make a decision. If it's not that big of a deal to you, if like this wasn't a big deal, the canvas repair I had to do, then don't listen to a dang thing I just said and go ahead and order. They have fantastic prices. They have great pictures. They're decently quick on ordering and shipping. So, I mean, it's really up to you. Use your discretion if this is something that would bother you. If that hadn't happened, I can guarantee you this would have been a 10 out of 10. But because it did, that's where it's losing its points. So, I hope you guys can understand. Thank you for sticking with me in this video. I don't always have to do a canvas repair, but I'm kind of glad that you guys got to see how I handled it. So, alright guys, with that, don't forget to leave your experience and your stories down in the comments. Let me know what you think of this one. And also let me know if you've seen any other Lisa Frank ones besides the 2 that I already have. Let me know where I can find them. So, with that, I will let you go. Have an awesome day. Have fun diamond painting. Have fun crafting. Have fun doing whatever it is that makes you happy. I love you, friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.